What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and ever since March of this year, actually March 25th to be precise, we have had a situation going on over at Marvel revolving around their main guy, their main big bad for their next multiverse situation, Jonathan Majors. That's right. We've had all sorts of accusations of harassment, battery charges, all sorts of chaos going on within his actual trial here. But the biggest question came about actually in regards to his Marvel situation, because remember, this is the big bad for the next MCU thing. Everything that's going on around his legal situation, which, by the way, he is due a day in court. It kind of looks like he didn't do it, but that does bring up the question of, well, what happens if he did do it? What happens if he has to go to jail? So on and so forth, continuing on, bad PR, so on and so forth. What's actually going to happen there? Okay, are you going to keep this guy around when you get rid of everybody else throughout Hollywood? Remember, when it came to Johnny Depp, they were more than willing to cut all ties over BS accusations. When it comes to Russell Brand, they're more willing to get rid of literally everything to do with him over BS accusations. But when you had a more, honestly, BS accusations, what were you going to do with the individual who happens to align to a certain, Black Lives Matter narrative? What happens? Well, it looks like we're starting to see what might be happening. Do I think this is right? I don't know. I think there's other reasons that this might be happening, but Avengers Kang Dynasty scriptwriter Jeff Levinson reportedly no longer working at Marvel's, as studio likely going to be moving away from Kang the Conqueror. Now, by the way, this is not a great image for Kang, and I might be using this for the thumbnail, so give me a moment. Gonna do and boop. Just gonna do that real quick because that looks funny as all hell, to be honest, for the thumbnail. But I think the more accurate reason of why they're moving away from Kang is because he's not testing well. Let's be real, nobody's actually engaged with Kang. Every time you deal with Kang, he's already been defeated. When it came to Loki 1, he got defeated. When it came, Loki season 1, he got defeated. When it came to Ant-Man and Quantumania, he got defeated. You have all these Kangs, and honestly, Jonathan Majors, he was decent in, I think it's Wingman. He was actually decent there, but when it comes to some of his other performances, he's over the top. He's trying too hard, and he acts like he went to clown school, and he actually says his time in clown school actually helps him. He likes the fact that he's a clown, and I don't think that's helping him at all. A good example of this, I honestly think, comes in Creed 3. I think once I said that it was pretty good, but the more I think about it, the more I look back at Creed 3 and go like, man, he was not good in it at all. He's too over the top, in my opinion. But let's continue on. While the studio has spent months maintaining radio silence on just how they plan to move forward with their plans for the multiverse saga following Jonathan Majors' arrest for domestic assault, sources close to the Marvel studio have purportedly confirmed that they are likely going to be moving away from Kang the Conqueror as Marvel Cinematic Universe's next big bad. And I'm going to start scrolling down because this comes from the individuals that put out the new book, The Reign of Marvel Studios, that massive book that got a lot of details right, had a lot of stuff inside it that was actually very informative, very thought-provoking. Some of it was, they had their own little agenda, but it does actually reveal some unique things, like the idea that if the MCU ever rebooted, they would be a failure. It would be them admitting a failure. And by the way, now they're looking like they're going to a reboot, but that's besides the point. And we're going to scroll down here to towards the end of a podcast they were on, I guess. Finally addressing the major shaped elephant in the room, Robinson recalled to her co-host, timestamp 2 hours, 52 minutes in, I actually heard from someone recently. So the screenwriter Jeff Lovins, who wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was supposed to write Kang Dynasty. I had it confirmed to me that he is no longer working for Marvel. I asked the person why. She further explained to Ruben, I guess one of her co-hosts, and they said the reason why is that he was all wrapped up in his Kang storyline and that they are likely going to be moving away from that. Attempting to head off speculation, Robinson closed out her scoop by affirming, so no official announcement that Avengers Kang Dynasty will now be called Doom's Dystopia or whatever. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, to be clear, but I think that this just gives them the perfect opportunity to just be done with the major situation if they want to be. I honestly don't think they're going to be, it might be because of the whole legal situation. That's a serious situation that they're wrapped up in. Do I think he needs to be kicked out because of what looks like BS accusations? No, he deserves his day in court. And honestly, I think his day in court is coming up, by the way, but he deserves that day. What I will say, the biggest problem in regards to Kang is nobody's drawn to him. Nobody's connecting to him the way that they did with Thanos or let's say Loki. Nobody cares about Kang in the same ways. There's no connection there. And you have this as your next big bad after Thanos. And the problem is, like I said at the beginning of this video, every time we've seen Kang, he gets defeated. He's been beaten over and over and over again. So what's the whole point of even having him around? So, and I do wonder if they are setting it up to possibly remove it in some certain way. They have all sorts of ways to get rid of it. And there has been reports that they've been wanting to bring Doomsday into the MCU. I don't know why they haven't done this sooner and why after Endgame they didn't just start setting up Doomsday, but okay, that's a thing. But let's continue on. So they do this whole thing, but during this actually assists with the corroboration and some of the thought processes of, hey, they might be getting away from Kang. But during the May 18th episode of his film critic John Rocha's, during his and film critic John Rocha's The Hot Mic podcast, veteran entertainer reporter Jeff Sneefer, I don't know, asserted, "This is unconfirmed. My sources saying Jeff Lovins is off the Kang Dynasty and that he fell off before the strike." When asked what this meant, Snyder reported Jeff Lovins, deserved or not, got a lot of criticism for his scripts, and yes, it sounds like they are going in another direction from what my sources says. I honestly think they are trying to bring in Doomsday. I don't think it's solely because, and I've said this over and over again, because of the legal situation. It is a big situation. I think it's more because nobody's connecting with Kang, and that makes more sense. And also it makes more sense to bring in Doomsday. But again, this is all speculation. We don't know until anything's confirmed. But let's just leave it there. But let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below, actually. Do you think they're getting rid of Jonathan Majors because of the legal situation? Or do you think it's because of, well, nobody's connecting to Kang and nobody cares? But leave that comment down below. If you like this video, please, guys, give it a thumbs up. Share it out, friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I will see you all on the next one. Oh, by the way, check out coffeebrandcoffee.com. What's going on, guys? Listen, it's Christmas season coming up, and you know what makes great gifts? That's right, Coffee Brand Coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee makes wonderful gifts, and guess what? They don't just have great coffees, teas, and cocos. They also got gear, they got K-cups, and also they got wonderful gift boxes. Gift boxes that include all sorts of wonderful great goodies. You got chocolate covered coffee beans, raspberry yogurt pretzel twists, sea salt milk chocolates, caramel. You got chocolate covered coffee beans, peppermint hot cocoa, spicy and sweet treat mixes, kettle corn pop, premium vacuum travel tumblers, and all sorts of wonderful great stuff that you can get at Coffee Brand Coffee. And these make great Christmas gifts. So guys, please check out coffeebrandcoffee.com and use promo code BACKTACO at checkout to get 10% off your purchase. That's coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code BACKTACO.